treating migrants humanely.
Yes.
But there's been reports of them on planes with no water,
That was a bunch of
complaining.
Crap. That was a bunch of crap.
What do you mean a bunch of crap?
ICE detention facilities have the highest detention standards in the industry. Any of the ICE standards, our detention standards are higher than any state or federal or local facility in the nation, in the world.
So this is Trump's border Caesar, think he's the boss, So he claims that ICE has the best detention facilities in the world. But we're being shown by students, like these Brazilian students, bruises, they were tortured in the detention facilities. And when a person who's expected to, speak the truth is saying, this is a bunch of crap, like, okay.
I was the first director of ICE came up through the ranks. Again, these men and women professional, highest detention standards in the industry, we take care of these people. But we're going to enforce the law, and we're not going to apologize for doing it. And
you're going to do it in a sort of public way do you need to use the big military planes? Is that part of a sort of shock and awe tactic? They haven't been used before, have they, for migrants?
No, we got President Trump. We're going to use all the government to secure our border, which is the biggest national security vulnerability this country's ever seen. And we're going to enforce laws in this country. It's not okay to enter this country illegally. It's a crime. And when you cause a crisis as big as the Biden administration caused, when you overwhelm the Border Patrol, but they can't do the national security job, that's when the fentanyl come across, killed 250,000 Americans. That's when you have a 600% increase in sex trafficking. That's when you have a record number of no-inspected terrorists coming across an open border. President Trump's going to secure the border as promised to the American people. We're going to enforce immigration laws. That's what we're going to do, without apology. We're on board. We're going to go forward. You're going to see it get a hell of a lot bigger in the near future.
I am here today to say to Canadians to avoid travel to the United States if at all possible, and to call our government to stand up for our Canadian citizens who are being denied their rights by arbitrary detention in the United States today. Canada must stand up for our citizens and for the rule of law.
The fact that 3 people have died in a holding facility in Florida and hardly anybody is talking about it is insane. A 44-year-old, 45-year-old, and 29-year-old. Those being held there are saying that they're experiencing inhumane conditions, like only being able to have 1 glass of water per 24 hours. One woman that was interviewed said that they are sleeping on the floor, there's 27 people per holding cell, and that they are being told to pee on the floor. This is all allegedly happening at the Chrome facility in Miami, Florida. The facility was designed to hold 500 people, and do you know how many people are there? 4,000. 8 times the capacity. And apparently they just keep bringing more people in. And apparently they can't even keep track of who they have there because they have taken IDs. One of the detainees even said that she had to sleep outside for several days. And if they're only being allowed 1 glass of water per 24 hours, you can imagine what they're getting for food. And if they're losing track of people because they're taking away identification, who's to say that all of the deaths are actually being reported? There are probably a lot of people here that's family don't actually know where they are. This is beyond concerning. Basic human rights should not be political, and they shouldn't be reserved for only...
People are dying inside Miami's Chrome Detention Center, and the conditions are worse than anyone could even imagine. In just 3 months, 3 men have lost their lives, including 44-year-old Ukrainian immigrant who died from a brain bleed in February 2025. Leaked videos show filthy, overcrowded spaces and detained immigrants begging for help. So, one Ukrainian man came to the United States through a special program for Ukrainians, but was arrested in Florida for a battery charge. He was then taken to Chrome and later hospitalized after having seizures and vomiting. He died 2 days later. The other 2 men also died under unclear circumstances, with one having a history of seizures and the other suffering from heart problems. So families and advocates are demanding answers, saying that Chrome isn't doing enough to keep people safe. In the last week, all of y'all have tagged me in a video presumably taken inside of the Chrome facility. The video from inside Chrome has gone viral, showing people sleeping on the floor and complaining about the lack of food, water, and basic care. One man in the video begged for help. Family members of detainees have also spoken out, saying they're being treated like dogs, while describing overcrowding, poor medical care, and dirty conditions. According to NBC6 South Florida, Marlene Amador Costafreda, whose fiance was held at Chrome, said, quote, "There's no AC, everyone is sick, and they don't get medical attention," end quote. Although ICE says that it follows federal rules, reports show that Chrome has problems with overcrowding and not enough staff. A 2024 government report pointed out issues with medical care and staffing shortages. With more deaths and growing complaints, many are calling for changes to protect the people held at Chrome. For now, the facility remains a place where...
These were hardworking people who came to America to seek safety, They were going on with their daily business as usual, you know. Some of them were the good members of the society, you know. Some of them had children with Americans. Some of them had good businesses. Some of them were running some of your Americans' lands and farm and shops, construction industries, you know. And these people were forcefully taken from their homes, from their jobs, you know, uh, ready for deportation. But where are they? In detention facilities. Why have they not been deported back to their families, you know? These were people who were working very hard in the farm, but it's now it's a sad story, you know. Somebody somewhere said, like, America is not safe anymore. Even North Korea is safer than America. And this is what is happening for the innocent, some of the hardworking members of the community.
Treating migrants humanely.
Yes.
But there's been reports of them on planes with no water,
That was a bunch of
complaining.
crap. That was a bunch of crap.
What do you mean a bunch of crap?
ICE detention facilities have the highest detention standards in the industry. Any of the ICE standards, our detention standards are higher than any state or federal or local facility in the nation, in the world.
Hey guys, Chief Lexus here with Internal Services. I just came into the office on an urgent notification. I'm here at headquarters, and I just need to tell you guys what is going on. This is a very urgent notification that we received directly from one of our intelligence facilities in Miami. One of our intelligence specialists, and I'm not going to say their name because for the record I want to make sure that their life is not in danger, but they have sent us clarity on what is currently happening right now at the Chrome's facility in Miami. This detention center has been converted from what has been a detention center for no more than 500 subjects that were supposed to be in this facility, and now is currently at its state, it has 4,000 detainees. This facility has been currently overgrounded. It's extremely overhauled. There's not enough food to go around to feed the mouths of the people that are currently being detained there. In fact, we have now verified reports that only 1 cup of water is issued per 24 hours because there's not enough to go around. 3 subjects have died from being in that facility, leading to the mishandling and abuse from ICE agents in the facility. Local law enforcement in Miami have not been updated on those 3 subjects, and we have no knowledge to who those subjects are because they are claiming that those subjects don't have any IDs. At this time, Internal Services has sent out devices to our officers and to our intelligence specialists to verify more information. We are being denied access. We are being denied access into that facility. We were successful in getting some footage, which I'm sure some of you have seen by now on social media. I am asking that the government lessen its restrictions on the current detainees that are currently there at the Chrome's facility in Miami. We have made numerous attempts to gather information about where those detainees are being transferred from, especially the 3 that died. At this time, ICE agents are refusing to comment on any information regarding those 3 subjects. If anyone has any knowledge on who those subjects are, you are asked to contact us directly via email at ceo@internalservices.net or admin@internalservices.net. At this time, we are asking the public to gather as much information as possible on the facility, and we are in the process of distributing drones for aerial surveillance on the facility. We have gotten clearance from third-party and proprietary action members who believe in the rights and freedoms of some of those detainees. We are receiving word that some of those detainees are actual green card holders and that they have not broken any laws. At this point, we are here to inform the public that 3 subjects in that facility have died from the restrictions and the positions that they have been in, and having had no food and water for over a week. If anyone again has any information, please send it to us. We are working with lawyers and other activists to determine what the root cause was for the following deaths. Thank you guys for watching. We'll keep you updated as soon as possible, potentially this Friday.
So apparently it's not only illegal immigrants, but even green card holders, citizens who are on the process of actually renewing their visa. There's an interview, I think it was on news, where a Canadian who was deported, and he was on the process of actually renewing her visa, which had some of delays, So if they're detaining citizens, based maybe for your color, your race, where you come from, I think there's what we call racial profiling now, and no one is safe now in the United States of America, according to all these videos. So wake up, stay safe, because in those detention facilities, I think it's just a dead trap for now. Yeah, because that is what ICE is about.